As E3 is still the biggest event in gaming, we figured it would be good to make a separate video dedicated to those insane 3 days, but not before a word from today's sponsor. Perhaps a universal truth is that making your own fun will always be better than following a predetermined rule set, which explains why kids like throwing rocks at cars, and why today's sponsor, Core, is so exciting. Core is an endless universe of games to play, designed by a global community of creators who are able to easily make titles powered by the Unreal Engine. Core is more of a free storefront than a game in and of itself, with over 20,000 titles now being uploaded and ready to play as of right now. While writing this script, I figured I'd jump in for a 20-minute gameplay gathering adventure, but instead, I stumbled across a mix of COD zombies and Satisfactory, so needless to say, that certainly didn't go to plan. Core has partnered with the Epic Games Store for its early access build, meaning viewers who download Core now will gain access to these exclusive character cosmetics. Core is currently hosting its own Summer Games Jam, which sees creators compete for a $25,000 prize pool to see who can make the best title and stretch the Unreal Engine to its limits. If you're looking to play the cutting edge of free user created games, or just want to sneak in an easy entry for the Games Jam, then click on the link in the description. Now that we've talked about games you can play right now, let's next talk about what you might be playing before the end of the year. While technically not part of E3, the announcement train left the station with the Summer Games Fest. The show started with a surprise reveal of a Borderlands spin-off called Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which appears to be a Dungeons & Dragons style role-playing game with some notable celebrities in voice acting roles, including Andy Samberg, Will Arnett, and Wanda Sykes. The game will feature fully customizable characters, unlike previous Borderlands titles. The other major showing from the Summer Games Fest was the long-awaited in-game footage of Elden Ring, a new IP by From Software. Elden Ring was first revealed to be a collaboration between Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin and Dark Souls creator Hidetaka Miyazaki back in 2019. However, this is the first time the public has seen anything even resembling in-game footage. Also announced was the new publisher, Prime Matter, which will be releasing 12 new games, including Payday 3, and a new studio partnership with Sony, which will be headed by former Call of Duty Zombies creators. Other Summer Games announcements included Metal Slug Tactics 2, Death Stranding Director's Cut, with even more walking, Jurassic World Evolution 2, an update for Among Us, and a pair of slightly different Overwatch 2 skins. E3 officially kicked off, with Ubisoft taking the digital stage, showcasing the new Rainbow Six Extraction, a title previously called Rainbow Six Quarantine, when it was first announced only months before the words COVID-19 started hitting headlines. The player versus environment game will see 3-man squads fight infected zombie-like enemies, using operators currently available in Rainbow Six Siege, LOD Tachanka included. Far Cry 6 also saw some screen time, which was mostly Ubisoft bragging about how they could afford Giancarlo Esposito. The company also showed off DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, if the 100-hour main quest wasn't enough of a time sink, and a new title called Rocksmith Plus, a subscription-based music game designed to teach players how to play the guitar. The French publisher went on to show off more gameplay of Riders Republic, Ubisoft's take on a Forza title, which sees an impressive focus on a variety of extreme sports. Personally, this looks stupid fun, but we won't have to wait long to find out for sure. Another reveal that totally wasn't spoiled was Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, coming to Nintendo Switch. Ubisoft ended their presentation by blindsiding viewers with the reveal of a fucking Avatar game, The Big Smurfs Kind by James Cameron. The upcoming Avatar movie has seen 8 delays as of time of writing. However, the current release window is December of next year. A fun fact is that we haven't seen an Avatar game or film for over a decade, with the original 2009 game launching on both the PSP and DS. What a time to be alive. Undoubtedly the biggest showcase of E3 went to the powerhouse of Microsoft and Bethesda, to the point it was almost laughable with how much they've brought to the table. The show kicked off with the first cinematic look at Starfield, the long-teased new IP by Bethesda, and the first to enjoy the luxury of Microsoft's bottomless pockets. Not much actual information was given. However, it was confirmed to be coming exclusively to Xbox and PC. Fans of shooting monsters in a post-apocalyptic setting will also appreciate the long-awaited single-player survival game, Stalker 2, and the cooperative zombie shooter, Back 4 Blood, which is being made by the creators of Left 4 Dead. It's about fucking time. Moving on, a new game called Contraband was announced, a heist game by the creators of Just Cause. Sea of Thieves is also getting a Pirates of the Caribbean expansion, and a game called 12 Minutes was also showcased, which saw the voice talent of James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and William Dafoe. Also announced was an upcoming expansion for the 12 suckers playing Fallout 76, a release date of Diablo 2 Resurrected on Xbox, Slime Rancher 2, A Plague's Tale Requiem, updates for Grounded, and Flight Simulator, as well as a final release date for Age of Empires 4. Wallaloo. Further into the presentation, Microsoft announced Forza Horizon 5 with its new Mexican setting and graphic card melting visuals, as well as the new cooperative shooter, Redfall, which is being developed by the same studio who brought Dishonored into the world. Next up was Battlefield 2042, which showed off insane 128 player battles, a grappling hook, a wingsuit, on-the-fly weapon customization, airdropping vehicles, and stupidly impressive dynamic weather. No knives with bipods were spotted during the trailer. Battlefield personally won the second place for best trailer at the event, beaten only by the announcement trailer for The Outer Worlds 2, only a few minutes later. Of course, Microsoft wasn't about to let their crown jewel be overshadowed at their own event, and Halo Infinite was happy to deliver. Starting the presentation with a cinematic of the campaign, the focus quickly shifted to multiplayer, which was revealed to be free to play on both Xbox and PC. The showcase featured crossplay, new usable equipment, advanced customization for Spartans, and promised a season pass revenue model, where passes themselves would never expire. Loot boxes were confirmed to not be present in the game. If viewers were interested, the Swag News team could potentially give Halo Infinite an official ranking on our Battle Pass leaderboard, which is currently dominated by For Honor. Although Fable 4 and Gears of War were absent from the presentation, Microsoft had a trump card that was still yet to be played. Nearly every single title shown would be coming day one on the Xbox Game Pass, meaning viewers could play almost everything previously mentioned for as little as $10 a month. Microsoft is obviously taking its subscription-based business model extremely seriously, and I'll go as far as to say that we may well be playing on the last generation of Xbox console before it moves entirely to the cloud. Viewers from the future can be the judge.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of Square Enix Presents.
The next presentation was Square Enix, who started out by revealing their new Guardians of the Galaxy game, which, unlike the absolute train wreck that was 2020's Marvel's Avengers, will have a strong single-player focus. It was then announced that Final Fantasy 1 through 6 will be making a comeback through a Pixel Remaster collection, followed by the release dates for Life is Strange True Colors and the Life is Strange Remastered collection. Next up was the reveal that Nier Automata developer, Platinum Games, is working on a new hack-and-slash title called Babylon's Fall, which will be a cooperative live service game. Square then finished their presentation by showing off Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, which will retell the story of Final Fantasy 1 with modern combat mechanics.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase.
Capcom's presentation was comparably light when compared to their peers, revealing a future expansion for Resident Evil Village, a new trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2, an update for Monster Hunter Rise, and new story and gameplay trailers for The Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. The last major showcase to take part in E3 was from a small unknown publisher called Nintendo, who kicked off their presentation by revealing that Kazumi Mishima from Tekken would be joining the Super Smash Bros. Lineup. The company then went on to show trailers for Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, WarioWare Get It Together, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Winter, and Advanced Wars Reboot Camp. Fans of Zelda had ample reason to celebrate during the presentation, with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity receiving its first DLC, Skyward Sword HD releasing next month, and a first look at Breath of the Wild 2. Perhaps the least expected reveal was the announcement trailer for Metroid Dread, which will go back to its roots as a 2D platformer and will be releasing before the end of the year. Although the presentation was expected to reveal the Switch Pro, no hardware announcements were made by Nintendo. While not strictly E3 related, this week also saw plenty of reveals for game-related television and film adoptions. These include the League of Legends animated series Arcane, a Cuphead spin-off called The Cuphead Show, a continuation of the Castlevania series, a Splinter Cell animated series, an animated adoption of Far Cry's Blood Dragon, a teaser for the second season of The Witcher, and a live-action Resident Evil series. Gearbox also showcased a brief behind-the-scenes look at its upcoming Borderlands movie, which will hopefully end a streak of bad video game films that have continued for more or less 40 years. Viewers can expect the regular news videos from this channel at the end of the month.